Seattle Seahawks Today is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of Manscaped's great products when you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Seahawks at checkout. Let's get things going with the latest around Seattle. Focused in on the Jamal Adams deal, the extension, the contract that's going to be so expensive for Seattle that may or may not be the reason why Adams is not at minicamp. Is it going to get done before training camp? That is what the Seattle Times says. They think that the deal will get done before camp, reasons we'll get into here. As a reminder, Adams was not present at mandatory minicamp, and that comes in the background of, oh, hey, he wants a new deal. Everybody knows that. Now, Seattle excused Jamal Adams for what was described as personal reasons. Now, maybe those personal reasons were real, maybe they were not, whatever. There isn't, I don't think, any real animosity between those two sides as we sit right now. I do want to make one thing very clear. Adams, folks, has the leverage in these contract talks. Remember, Seattle gave up so much to get him. Bradley McDougald, multiple draft picks, 2 first-rounders. They gave up a haul to acquire the superstar player. They want to get a deal done. As we've seen in the past with guys like Leo Mack, Laramie Tunsil, and others, that makes the deal expensive. Now, the Seahawks want to get this done. They don't want this to linger through training camp. And they also know, hey, if we get this deal done sooner, when Derwin James, Minkah Fitzpatrick get paid, the deal will look better. Now, my expectation, I think the expectation around Seattle too, is that Adams will become the highest paid safety in the NFL. That's kind of the minimum baseline expectation here, right? He surpasses Justin Simmons, who just got $15.25 million on his multi-year deal with the Denver Broncos. The question for me, though, is how much more does Simmons get on that deal? Is it another, $500,000, like the jump from Baker to Simmons? Or is it more than that? The way that Adams plays football, he's not really a free safety at all. He's a box safety, which in 2021, the box safety role, not that different from a linebacker role. And I wonder if Adams will at least ask, see if he gets it or not, but at least ask to get top defensive player money. Now, he's not going to get $25 million like the Bosa's are going to get and got, or Garrett money, Myles Garrett money. But $18 or $17 million, like linebackers C.J. Mosley, Bobby Wagner, 2 guys for his 2 teams he's played for in the NFL, mind you, I think that might be an asking price there. Now, I know people want to dig at Adams and call him Blitz Boy. He had 9.5 sacks. How was that even an insult, by the way? Like, he got to the quarterback. That's not a bad thing. The area where I think I admit, and I think most of you would acknowledge as well, where we want to see Adams be better is in coverage. He wasn't great in coverage this past year. There were no interceptions, beat more often than he wanted. He also played through injury. His best success came hanging out around the box, blitzing, being a run stopper. That role has value. I don't mind paying Adams all that money. He's an impactful football player. His presence is obvious out there. So I got no problem paying him big money, and I hope it gets done before camp. If you guys agree with me, and you think it's going to get done before camp, or at minimum you want to speak it into existence, do me a favor and like today's video right now. Let's talk Aldon Smith now, the update, the much-awaited update around the edge rusher, outside linebacker defense. That's all the same in the end, really, guys. Smith was also not at mandatory minicamp, which, not a huge surprise, although it doesn't appear to be related to the battery charges he's facing in Louisiana. Pete Carroll, in fact, at least the way I'm reading this quote coming up here in a second, seemed to imply Aldon Smith might not be in the shape, or at least the headspace that Seattle wants. Here's what Pete Carroll had to say. Quote, didn't feel like he was ready for this yet, but we'll see how he handles himself through the summertime, the condition he gets into. We're looking forward to him making it and getting out here. Just felt it was best for him at this point to work out on his own. And the mentioning of condition there and the shape, it makes it seem like Aldon might not be in the same immense shape he was last year for the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, Smith is a wild card for this team. I have no idea what to expect out of him this year. So with that in mind, we'll go more in depth in a second. But first, what is your confidence level right now in Aldon Smith? Rate this for me on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being no confidence, 10 being all the confidence in the world. Now, last year, Aldon Smith started the season off the charts good, including a game in which he torched Seattle. He had 3 sacks in that game. But the last 11 games, he was not the same guy. And the buzz here in Dallas, where I'm based, was, yeah, it might not be quite right in the head right now. Might be getting some of the old Aldon stuff reappearing. And the Cowboys didn't really make any effort to bring him back. And the production dip, some of the off-the-field whispers, all culminated in the end in the battery charges in Louisiana. Now, I hope Aldon Smith ends up being okay, but even if he's not, Seattle's going to be fine. Carlos Dunlap, Benson Mayowa, Kerry Hyder, Darrell Taylor, Alton Robinson. If you want to mix L.J. Collier, Rasheem Green, some inside guys who kind of defensive hybrids, Taylor's going to play more strong linebacker too. Those guys are fine as your pass rush. That's actually a good core pass rushing unit. And Aldon Smith can play that same kind of hybrid pass rusher linebacker role that Darrell Taylor's going to play. He'd be a great backup there, but Taylor's drawing good reviews right now out of MINICAMP. So from that perspective, it's not the end of the world if Aldon Smith isn't going to make this team. I don't know if he will. I think we'll know more once training camp gets going at the back end of July. Now, we've told you guys about the Lawnmower 4.0 in the past here on Chat Sports and on Seattle Seahawks Today. They've also launched the new Perfect Package version with the Lawnmower 4.0, which comes with, of course, the lawnmower, new and improved. The most comfortable boxers you will ever find. They are fantastic, plus some ball conditioner, ball toner as well, and some other goodies too. You can get the new Perfect Package and save 20% in the process. That's bringing it down under $90, by the way. It's a great deal. 20% off and free shipping, mind you, when you go to manscaped.com and you use promo code Seahawks. That link, both the URL and the promo code, will be in the comments section and in the description, so go check it out right now. Let's go to a name that I did not anticipate spending a lot of time, but it's good when these things happen, right? Penny Hart is getting some pretty good reviews right now out of MINICAMP. Now, make no mistake, Hart is fighting for a roster spot this season. But this is not the first time that Hart has shown what I call practice flashes, before. He did this at the Senior Bowl. East-West, things at the East-West Shrine game. He showed those practice bursts before. Here's what head coach Pete Carroll had to say. Quote, Penny made the team last year because you can count on him in a lot of ways. Running his routes right, knowing the offense, multiple positions, contributing on special teams, which matter a lot, by the way, for the last roster spots. His toughness. He came out here this camp and probably had the best shot of making things happen. He had catches today, but he had catches other days too. He's just having a spectacular couple of weeks. That's a really good sign for a player who hasn't made much of an actual NFL in-season impact. Now, as we'll get into, Seattle has plenty of options on a, I think, pretty good receiver room right now. So make your predictions for me. Will Penny Hart make the roster? Type A for yes, he will, or you can type in B for no. Get your votes in right now. Now, as mentioned, in terms of the actual on-field stuff, Hart hasn't done anything. 1 catch, 3 yards, okay, cool, whatever. But in this wide receiver room, there's a battle brewing. Metcalf, Lockett, Eskridge are all guaranteed roster locks. I'd say Freddie Swain is probably pretty safe. That's 4 out of, I think, six receivers they carry. John Asura, Penny Hart. I'm a big K. Johnson fan as a slot route runner, kind of the same mold as Hart. Tamorian Terry, great size on the outside. And I'll throw in Connor Weddington as well for his return value. That right there, folks, is 9 guys for, then you want to call it just the battling spots, 5 guys for 1 or 2 spots, 9 guys total. That's going to make an interesting camp battle once that gets going late in July.